All right, guys. New topic today: fat shaming. Tough conversation, right? Especially in this PC environment of not hurting anybody's feelings. But really, those that are walking around at higher BMIs, body mass index rates, those with higher levels of body fat, subcutaneous or visceral body fat, those with higher waist circumferences, all medical data shows are at high risk for all-cause mortality. What does that mean? Well, that means if you are considered to be overweight or obese, as per a body mass index. What is a body mass index? Briefly, it's using your height and weight to calculate your totality of physical being. Now, me, at my height and weight, I would be considered obese. So it's not a direct correlation until we apply additional layers. The next layer would be waist circumference. So what we need to do is run a tape just above the curve, the lower curve in your lower back, around your midsection, around belly button level, just below belly button. And if that is 40 inches or more, you are immediately, regardless of BMI, at risk for all-cause mortality. And then we take a look at what is your physical makeup, from a lean mass to what we call non-functional body mass percentage. And that shows essentially what is your total body fat percentage. So I have a higher level of body mass index, but I'm relatively lean for my height. I'm relatively muscular for my height, as are many other people, and I have a 33-inch waist, dramatically reducing my indications of all-cause mortality. So when we talk about fat shaming, that's not to hurt people's feelings. When we talk about it as a company, what we're trying to do is we're trying to shed light on all-cause mortality, on very clear risk factors that could impede your happiness and decrease your levels of health and erase the ability for you to live a long and sustainable life for these very simple criteria. So we're aware of the BMI. We don't put a lot of value into it. We focus primarily on waist circumference and total body fat percentage. And then we can do a segmental analysis of where is that body fat distributed, how is that body fat distributed. Body fat distributed around the midsection has scientifically a much higher rate or link to all-cause mortality. Once again, I'll keep using that term. So when I don't want to say poke fun, but when we bring light to those that might be overweight or obese, we're not doing that to hurt people's feelings. We're doing that to actually help them, to encourage them to make a change. Now, we're not saying you need to be ripped and shredded or skinny and waif-like. Curves are awesome. I'm curvy. I'm not a ripped, I don't prefer to be a ripped guy per se, like some others might, and that's fine. We want you to find what is the best look for yourself, as long as you are keeping in mind where you fall within relevant medical data. So the whole big is beautiful concept, well, that's true to a degree. It's true to the point that you aren't risking your health. And that's the purpose and the motivation behind today's video, is for all of us to start to consider, where do we fall when it comes down to our true health parameters? Are you living a life that's healthy? You might think so, but what does the data show? Have you gotten your body fat tested? You can go online right now and type in BMI calculator, and you can get a simple snapshot of what your body mass index is. Now, that is not 100% complete, because what is your total level of muscularity, lean mass, or body fat? That needs to be taken into consideration, but at least the BMI is the first step for you to step back and consider where you actually fall. Another easy task is to simply run a tape measure around your waist, and this is from the CDC, the Center for Disease Control. To correctly measure waist circumference, stand and place a tape measure around your middle, just above your hip bones. Make sure the tape is horizontal around the waist. Keep the tape snug around the waist, but not compressing the skin. Measure your waist just after you breathe out. How simple is that? If you have a tailor's tape, a paper tape essentially, just run it around the midsection and see what's there. The higher that number, I believe men, it's 40 and above immediately. You are at high risk for all-cause mortality. Females, I believe it's 35 inches, yes. And this is again from the CDC. A man whose waist circumference is more than 40 inches and a non-pregnant woman whose waist circumference is more than 35 inches may be at serious risk, because it places you at a greater risk for developing obesity-related conditions such as type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and coronary artery disease. Your waistline may be telling you that you have a higher risk of developing obesity-related conditions. Again, I'm obviously reading directly from the cdc.gov website. I suggest you all jump on and do a little bit of research for yourself. So now that that's out there, let's talk about the public conversation. When you post health and fitness topics and you post health and fitness imagery and ideal body types, I've noticed when we do this, we get a lot of, not a lot by total percentage, but a surprising number of individuals that push back. And essentially they say, I'm fine just the way I am. Big is beautiful. Stop fat shaming, DOLCE. And nothing that we ever say is fat shaming or meant to be derogatory. It is meant to be motivating. And it's meant to elicit a response in a good way, that you actually have some self-reflection and determine, are you living a healthy life? Are the decisions that you're making right now, are they in your best interest long term? I mean, an easy thing to do is just stare in the mirror and look down. Can you see, is there a visible layer of body fat sticking out? Can you pinch the inch or multiple inches? Do you have visible abs? I mean, that's the visual is a good way to start. Do you have a greater than average accumulation of abdominal fat? If so, it's not about cosmetics. That's the least important aspect of this. It's about health and longevity. So I want to motivate you to really become self-aware and start determining if the decisions that you're making right now are in your best interest, or if you're just BSing yourself because you're lazy, because you sit on the couch for 4 hours like the average American. The average American spends 4 hours per day, typically at night, watching TV. That's a long time to sit on your ass. And usually when you're sitting on your tail, you're eating and drinking an excessive amount of calories that your body simply will not use, will not burn, and will likely store. Most common average American, they're from the wrong sources. It's not earth-grown nutrients. It's not real foods. Most people aren't sitting on their couch eating pumpkin seeds and red grapes. They're sitting there eating cookies and chips and crisps and donuts and cakes and whatever other garbage, and soda and juices and smoothies and beer and wine and all that other stuff. Very, very high calorie, low nutrition foods, putting you at further risk. So to start winding this down, fat shaming, right? That term, fat shaming. Don't fat shame me. Don't. How dare you? How dare you judge me? Or how dare you, impose your worldview onto me? Hurt my feelings. It's not what it's about. It's true medical data. It's evidence-based information that's easily verifiable through simple searches across many legitimate peer-reviewed websites. That's the information. You don't want to go to some of those other kind of aggregate sites, blog sites, things like that. There's some good information. Even popular health magazines, there's some good information, but there's a lot of entertainment and shock and awe thrown in there. So go to legitimate sites. CDC.gov is a great one. NCBI.nlm.nhi.gov is an excellent way if you actually care enough to do deeper levels of research. Again, just rewind that and you can actually type in the URL, type in PubMed, and then just start going through a little search for yourself, so you can vet the things I'm saying. You should vet the things anybody says, and you should come up with your own conclusion. But are you healthy? That's the first question. Are the people around you healthy? Is your community healthy? Because right now we know the world at large, especially here in America, is not healthy. Childhood obesity is at the highest rate of all time. Childhood diabetes is at the highest rate of all time. The average American over the last 13 years has gained half a pound, actually 0.513, have gained 0.5% of body fat per year over the last 13 years. That's a staggering number, because that'll take you from borderline healthy to over the top at risk of early mortality. Just that slow, steady little dripping progression. So that's the way I'm going to wind it. Just a little fat shaming conversation. So if you see us post any of those images, if you see us have deeper levels of conversation, we're not trying to hurt people's feelings. We're actually trying to help people, save lives, and get people back in shape, back in action, get people motivated. You don't have to be a skinny mini. You don't have to be Mr. or Mrs. ripped and shredded bikini physique competitor. But you do need to be aware of your health. You do need to be aware of what's going on inside your body, beneath the skin. Having a positive body image is absolutely amazing, and everybody should, but you also must be aware of the facts of reality. It's like you're driving in your car with your eyes shut, listening to the best song in the world, having a great day, and you roll right out onto the train tracks. You're completely unaware of reality, and you're putting yourself at risk. That's what we ask. Do not put yourself at risk. Be aware. Go to your doctor and get your blood work done, please, at least every 6 months. Get your body fat checked. You can go to a DEXA scan or a BODS pod or a bioimpedance scale. InBody makes a great one. Anywhere, every city, they have this very low cost of entry. $15 to $50 typically gets it done. Do a fat-free mass or a BMI calculator online right now, and let's see where you are. I'd love for everybody listening right now, just go and get your BMI calculated online and leave a comment of exactly where you are. Give me your height, give me your weight, and then tell me what your BMI is. That'd be a fun place to start. And if you can, let's do a waist measurement. Let's have a little fun, I can't call it a challenge or a competition, but let's have a little constructive sharing of information. Let's see how we're all doing as a group. That'd be fun. I'll put mine up there. How about that? That'll be some fun. So I appreciate you guys. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Very important for the growth of the channel. We're going to keep putting good information out there for you. Definitely leave a comment. What did you think about this video? What do you want to see in the future? Put your height, put your weight, put your BMI, put your waist level, waist measurement. And then if you like this video, just click thumbs up. I'll talk to you soon. Boom.